Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us again. Welcome back to our channel. This is the Love is Healing channel, and in this channel we aim to teach you, show you, embody that love is in fact healing, that when we love ourselves we can love others better, and we can integrate, we can have more empathy, we can have open conversations, especially with those that we disagree with the most. And yeah, we aim to have respectful dialogue and open-ended questions, and just again building that empathy and those connections with other people, especially those that believe differently from us. Also, we focus on psychoeducation and all things trauma, spirituality, honestly just what comes up. All right, please like, share, subscribe, and comment if you have any comments on this video.
Hi, my name is MJ. Today I want to talk about something that many of us may have felt but have never had the language for: the connection between oppression and intergenerational trauma. When we hear intergenerational trauma, we often think of family stories, pain that gets passed down, but what we sometimes miss is why that pain is so persistent. One major reason is oppression. So what is intergenerational trauma? Intergenerational trauma is a trauma that doesn't stop with just one person. It can be passed down through behavior patterns, beliefs, stress responses, parenting styles, and even biology. So a child may inherit not the exact event, but the survival adaptations that formed because of it. So what does oppression add to the story? Oppression is not just a bad experience, it's a system of repeated harm that targets people based on identity, race, class, gender, disabilities, immigration status, and more. Oppression magnifies trauma in at least 3 big ways. The first way, oppression creates chronic stress. Trauma isn't only about one event, it's also about an ongoing threat. When someone lives with constant discrimination, poverty, housing insecurity, or fear of being unsafe in public systems, the body stays on alert. That chronic stress becomes a kind of normal, and children grow up within it. Over time, families may develop survival strategies like hypervigilance, emotional shutdown, people-pleasing to avoid conflict, or a belief that rest is unsafe because survival requires constant work. That's not a personal weakness, that is adaptation. Number 2, oppression limits access to healing. Even when people want to heal, oppression can actually block this path. If therapy is too expensive, culturally unsafe, not available in the right language, or if someone has had harmful experiences with institutions, help becomes a risk rather than a resource. So trauma persists not because a family doesn't care, but because the system doesn't make healing easy, or sometimes even possible for them. Number 3, oppression shapes the stories families tell. Oppression doesn't only harm bodies and resources, it shapes identity. When people are repeatedly told, directly or indirectly, that they are less worthy, less safe, or less valued, those messages can become internalized. They can often show up in families as shame, fear of taking up space, perfectionism, or silence to avoid drawing attention. And then children inherit those beliefs. So very quick example, imagine a family where a parent grew up experiencing racism, economic instability, or unsafe systems. That parent might teach their child, work twice as hard. Don't trust anyone outside the family. Keep your head down. Rest is lazy. But those messages might be protective in one generation and exhausting in the next. That's how oppression becomes intergenerational trauma. The system creates the wound, and families adapt to survive it. What can healing look like? Healing doesn't mean pretending oppression didn't happen. It means naming it, reducing the shame families often carry. Some powerful starting points can be 1, reframing survival behaviors. This was a strategy that helped us live, not, this is just who we are. Number 2, building culturally grounded support, such as community healing, storytelling, and culturally responsive therapy. Number 3, creating new family patterns, rest as health, and speak it out loud. Boundaries are safety. Emotional expression as strength. Number 4, connecting personal healing with social change. Because when systems become more just, healing becomes more sustainable. In closing, if you've ever felt like you're carrying something that didn't start with you, you might be right. Intergenerational trauma is real, and oppression often fuels it. Here's the hopeful part. What gets passed down can change. We can inherit pain, yes, but we can also inherit resilience, wisdom, and healing. Thank you for listening. If this resonates with you and you have a moment to journal, to ask yourself the question, What does healing across generations look like to you? Thank you for listening and have a great day.